Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to our, I guess you could say, our first workshop since the World Mental Health Day. And so today we're going to be talking about caring for your mental health during the holidays. So we know that uh, mental health is huge, it's big, and it's so important to me that I have just decided that I'm going to go all in with it. I'm going to definitely go all in with it. I'm going to talk more about it. And I definitely want people to feel comfortable knowing that in this space, it's always going to be safe, and that we're always going to provide resources for anyone who may need some help in this era. So thank you all for joining. I'm so glad that you all are here. And we're gonna get right into this presentation. I was running a little behind, but I appreciate y'all patience like so much. So let's get into it, y'all. I hope y'all had a good day today. Today was kind of busy for me, but it was a good day. So listen, I ain't complaining at all. We're gonna make it do what it do. So today we're gonna talk about caring for your mental health during the holidays, which is so important because most times this is when we see an increase in suicides and depressive, episodes when things get really difficult for people. And so I want to share some things with you about what could happen, what could make it feel just real icky for you around the holidays, but also some tips on how you can care for your mental health. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Lakeisha Mosley. I was a former, I will say formal because tomorrow on my podcast, I'm going to tell y'all what I'm actually doing. But I used to be an event producer and digital event strategist. I have now transitioned into a different role um, in my company. I also have a blog where I curate tons of content. I have several businesses, two adult children, and I have a grandson. And he calls me Sassy. So I'm not grandma, I'm Sassy. So the main thing that I used to help people do is to build their brand awareness, help them create communities, and also monetize their genius with online events. Now, I'm more focused in a mental health area. I'm an experienced depressive, and I advocate for people who are mentally ill, who have mental health challenges. I want to work toward removing the stigma by creating a safe space for others to share their struggles and help them get resources. And these are just a few places where I have been published and seen. And my alter ego is Nene Leaks. I love her, y'all. Okay. So if you see her gifts throughout, that's why. She's one of my favorites. So, for some of us, the holidays aren't cheerful and bright. Like some people are not looking forward to the holidays at all. I had my friend Dr. Tyra on the podcast last week, and she was saying that people were already like in her office because they were panicking already about the holidays. Like they were not looking forward to them at all. And for those of us who understand that, we know like what that looks like for us when we think about the family members that we may have and stuff like that. So we understand how that can be for them. So for some of us, we ain't looking forward to the holidays. We really are not. You know, for individuals and families that do have mental health challenges, this could be a very lonely time, because you may not want to be bothered with people. And so a lot of times you want to be by yourself, or you may not have family. You may be ostracized from your family because you have a mental health challenge. Um, it could be stressful, people trying to buy all these gifts. They trying to spend all this money that they don't have. Arvilla is here. She's always so supportive. She talks about, budgeting and how stressful that is for you. People sometimes are just filled with anxiety and depression, being around certain family members, being in certain environments. Different things can really task your mental health during this time of year. Now, there could be a variety of reasons why you are not feeling merry and bright. We talked a little bit about the mental health challenges, anxiety, depression. You could be schizophrenic. There could be a lot of things that really get in the way of you being able to celebrate the holidays as you maybe used to, or maybe as your family does. It could be so many things. So we're going to talk about these things right here. First off, as to why you may be feeling that way. So you could just have a lack of holiday spirit. You could be like the Grinch. I'm not feeling the holidays. I don't like Christmas. It's too commercialized. Whatever your reason is, you just could not be feeling Christmas at all. It could just, you just are not in the holiday spirit, and that's okay. You could also be overwhelmed by grief and loss. For me, that's something that I struggle with. I've lost both of my parents. My grandmother is also deceased. So, and those were the holidays where we would be in the kitchen cooking, we would be doing fun things. So sometimes people are overwhelmed by grief and loss, and that is real. I don't care how long that person has been deceased, there could always be something that could trigger that loss. My parents have both been gone respectively 5 and 6 years. That doesn't mean that I don't feel that loss or that grief any less because it's been that long. And my grandmother even longer. It's been about 19, 20 years. But it doesn't mean that it's any less than that. Another one is being around family. Now, some of y'all know how your family is. And you may not want to be around them. And it stresses them out. Dr. Tyra talked about that last week. She said there are some people that certain family members really, really make it difficult for them during the holidays. They really feel like, oh my gosh, I got to be around this person. Sometimes there are family issues, incest, rape, all of those things that have occurred that trigger you to where you don't want to be around them. And sometimes knowing that, some families are like, well, go on in this house, stay in this house. And because that was never addressed, it's an issue. It's an issue for some families. And so some people don't want to be around those people. Number 4 is financial issues. That's a huge one. Arvilla talks, she's talking about it now. If y'all are not following Arvilla, you must follow her. She is talking about all of these things about self-care and also like creating a routine, also about budgeting and what you should do around the holidays. She's telling us right now that we can start a budget. It may not be the budget you want, but it is something. So sometimes financial issues will cause you to not be feeling merry and bright because you may not have enough money to get this gift and that gift. There could be a competition. You trying to beat somebody else with gifts, like all kind of foolishness that sometimes goes on during this time. But definitely financial issues is one that plagues people. And last, but certainly not least, it's isolation and loneliness. Sometimes you just don't want to be around people. Sometimes you don't have anywhere to go. I can recall one Thanksgiving during the time that I was homeless, that I had nowhere to go. I was extremely lonely. And the isolation and the loneliness is really bad for you, especially if you have a mental health challenge. It's really, really bad. And so sometimes because you may choose to be alone, or that you chose, or your family has chosen not to have you around, that could definitely be an issue for you. And I really hate for anyone to struggle or suffer with that, because it's really a dark place to be, especially if you have a mental health challenge. So you're probably saying, okay, girl, that's all good, but how can I cope during the holidays? Because Thanksgiving is in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Right after that comes Christmas, and then we're going to the new year. But things move progressively fast, during the holidays. And so that's one of the things that I really want to help you with tonight is how can you cope during the holidays? So I'm going to give you some tips for caring for your mental health. And I really want you to take heed to these things, because these are things that I've used. These are things that some of my friends have used. If any of you have attended any of my mental wellness summits, Arvilla is always a speaker there, amazing speaker. They have shared some of these things that I'm going to share with you on tonight. So first and foremost, accept those feelings. Okay. I want you to accept those feelings. Reason being, they are real to you. And it doesn't matter who else has issue with them. I want you to accept those feelings. If you feel down, if you feel um, like depressed, anxious, if you feel like you don't want to be bothered, if you feel like whatever, accept what those feelings are. And Arvilla talks a little bit about journaling as well in any of her topics as well. We have another speaker that's coming up for an event that I'm doing in December, Shanti. She talks about journaling. Go write those feelings down, but I want you to not sideswipe your feelings. I want you to accept those feelings. Take them in, do whatever you need to do, because sometimes part of the problem is the fact that we don't accept those feelings. It's that we try to hide them. We try to make it seem like they're not important because they make other people feel uncomfortable. And it's not about them. It's definitely about us. Okay. So number one, accept those feelings. Number two, set boundaries. Right off the bat, you need to set boundaries. Boundaries will save your life. They will save your life. They will save your mental health. They will save you from a lot. When you set boundaries, you go in already kind of armored up on what you're going to accept. So if your drunk uncle does some stupid stuff every year, you're going to go in with the boundaries of, when Uncle Ray Ray started with that, I'm out. I'm leaving. If you have what they call a meddling auntie, when my meddling auntie get to tripping and asking me why I don't have no husband and why I don't have no kids, or why I let my husband and my kids do this, that, and the other, I'm out. Or I'm gonna politely let her know that that's not her business. Set boundaries, even if it's with time limit. Even if you say, I'm going for a couple of hours and then I'm leaving, and I'm not explaining jack to nobody why I'm leaving. You do that, but you need to set boundaries definitely before you go, especially if you're already feeling anxious, and you are not looking forward to it if you choose to go around your family or friends or whatever. Number three, practice mindfulness. That is so helpful, and it's really going to help you kind of zone in and tap into your own feelings instead of worrying about somebody else's feelings. When you practice mindfulness, it is really where you are concentrated on it's in your state of being. You're concentrating on you and what you have going on right now. You're bringing awareness to your surroundings. You're kind of toning out, or you get tone deaf to all of the things that don't matter. That's one way you can really accept your feelings, is to just be in a state of mindfulness. Just sometimes people say meditate as well. But I think mindfulness is just really you sitting still, you sitting quiet, being focused on what's going on around you and how you can take care of yourself, how you can respond to your environment and where you are. Number 4, focus on what you can control. Uncle Ray Ray gonna act a fool. We already know. Can you control that? Nope. But you can control how you respond to him, and you can control if you allow him to get next to you. Just be out. Go to another area in the house or go outside, or, depending on where you live. I'm in Texas and it's always hot. So it just depends on where you are. But you may want to just remove yourself from the situation. You can't control what time the food get ready if that's something that's gonna irritate you. You can't control how many, how the kids running out through the house. Whatever may wreck your peace, some of those things can be or maybe beyond your control. What you can control is what you need to focus on. If it gets to be too much, retreat. Go back to setting those boundaries. Even if that means you need to leave early. But really, just focus on what you can control so that you don't overwhelm yourself with the things that you can't. Number 5, create your own traditions. Now, I know for some of y'all, it's about family. But if your family getting on your nerves, you may need to figure out some new stuff to do. Okay? You may need to figure out your own traditions. So for me, it's a little bit easier because my parents are not here. I could create my own traditions with my children. We may decide we're not going to have the traditional Thanksgiving stuff. We're going to do seafood, or we're going to do a totally different menu than we've ever done before. But that's up to us. That's our choice. We're creating a different tradition. We may decide for Christmas that we're going to open gifts on Christmas Eve instead of Christmas Day. It's just different things that we can do differently that can help you, stay in a good mental state where you're not forced to do certain things. If there are certain things that you don't want to do that your family traditionally will do, you don't have to do it. Decide that you're going to create your own traditions. You could say when your auntie called, listen, I'm not coming this year, but I hope y'all have fun. I may stop by the next day or whatever. I'm gonna stay at home with my friends or my kids or whatever. Create your own traditions because you don't have to do what traditionally is done. Make it your own. And lastly, take care of yourself. Y'all, I cannot say nor impress this one enough. You have got to take care of yourself. It is so important that you, again, tap into what's going on with you and get focused on that and decide how you want to, take care of yourself. It could be, you know what? I'm not doing none of that. I'm going to get a massage. Not that the places are open on the holidays, but I may go get a massage today before. I may check myself into a hotel, have me a little staycation, get room service, whatever it is you decide that you want to do that's going to take care of you. It could be, I want to watch all ratchet TV on that day. I don't want to watch no traditional movies, any of those things. Take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to find yourself out of whack. You're going to find yourself just really in a bad space to where the holidays, before it even comes, you're going to start to feel anxiety. You're going to start to feel a certain way. That's not what you want. When you can create your own traditions and focus on the stuff you can control, set your boundaries, accept your feelings, but also be in mindfulness, you won't even worry about the fact that Thanksgiving coming up, because guess what? I'm not going. You won't even be concerned about seeing certain relatives that drive you crazy or that, do stupid stuff and you don't want to be bothered with it this year. You just will not just bother yourself with that because you already taken care of yourself, accepted what you're going to do, and moved on. Now, that may not make your family feel good, but it's not about them. It's really about you and your mental health. And one that I didn't list on here, which is most important, really, too, is to seek therapy, seek help. If it's overwhelming, there are so many people out there that can assist you. So many people you can go and talk to that can give you more strategies, more tips um, to really help you navigate this whole thing. Because, y'all, when I say it's real, it's real. It is truly sad sometimes that we have these family things that hold us back and that just hold us in a bad state to where we don't want to celebrate certain things. And so we got to get out of that and learn how to just take care of ourselves and start doing our own thing, start doing what we want to do. So if you need some additional support, I have something for you. Because the last thing I want for y'all to do to walk away from this workshop today is feeling like, oh my gosh, like, okay, those tips sound good, but what's next? I need something more. What can I do? How can I implement those things? And so I have this self-care journal. It's free that you will be able to download. And I will drop the link in the chat for you so that you can get it. Let me drop it in the chat for you. And it's definitely a resource for you to be able to use. It has prompts in it. I like it because it also helps with the rituals or the routines. What I was telling you, Arvilla talks about quite a bit. It helps you set up those routines. I can notice when I'm out of whack, y'all, is when I'm off a routine, when I'm off of what I normally do, when I'm just doing things just willy-nilly. I have to be on some kind of routine. I have to have some kind of schedule to be able to do all the things that I need to do. And so this just has a few pages for you to journal, setting up a daily self-care routine, and then different things that you can do in the morning and the nighttime. Like, you literally have to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of you? Who else is going to take care of you? Also, my learning community is all about creating a safe space to talk about mental health. We want to remove the stigma and also the bias that's associated with having a mental health issue. I am so. Oh, it cut off, y'all. But this is my mental health community, my mental health space that I have created that I am so excited about. It's called Mind Your Business, and it's in correlation with the event that I do every year called My Mind is My Business. And it's really just a safe space where we talk about mental health and we share wellness tips and strategies and resources. And I'm actually still building it out, putting new learnings, which is what they're called, new learnings in there. I have a few lessons in there already where I'm talking about journaling and meditation and how do you know if you have a mental illness, different things like that. And so every Wednesday I drop a new learning. The learning platform, which I absolutely love, is a micro learning site. So it's not like how this workshop is, how, if you notice, I just talked continuously. In the learning platform, there are 30-second bursts of lessons that you get. And so I like it for that reason, to where you can really kind of take it in You can respond to me with a video. You can respond to me via text. It's a really, really cool site. And so now what I'm doing is, and I'll drop this link in the chat as well. Now what I'm doing is a month free, where you join and you get to try it out to see what you like. Give me some feedback on it. Tell me what you think about it. But also to be able to get in and to dive deep and get some of the resources that you all need for your mental health. And this is not just for people who, may suffer from depression, anxiety, or any of those things. It's even for people who are like, I don't know if I have a disorder or something like that, but I do know I need to start practicing more self-care. I do know I want to learn more about journaling and exercising and all of those things. It's a community there. This is truly a safe space for people to come in and share, you know, their their problems and things like that, but also you'll hear some about mine. So I have a learning in there that talks about my journey, my mental health journey, and where I am now. And so I'm excited about this. I definitely hope that you take advantage of the free month um, for Mind Your Business. And jump in there and tell me what you think. Tell me even some learnings or mini courses you would like to see in there. I am so excited about this platform. And so I definitely didn't want to keep y'all long, but I definitely wanted to give you all some tips because I know Thanksgiving's coming up and I know Christmas is coming up and things move really fast, y'all. Like it goes from like Halloween all the way to New Year's before you look up and you see. You're like, oh wow, I'm in a whole new year now. So I definitely want you all to make sure that you tap in and stay connected to me. Arvilla, if you're still here, drop your information in the chat as well. You can follow me on all platforms at Lakeisha M. Mosley. I definitely want you all to um, get acquainted with me. Arvilla, like I said, is a great resource. She has lots of information on self-care, routines, budgets, journaling, all of those things. Definitely want y'all to get in contact with her. And then if you follow me, one of my other friends, Shanti, she does journaling as well. I definitely want you all to think about your mental health. Like we have to be very serious about this because there's so many people that are leaving here. They are literally just no longer here. They're committing suicide or they are so far gone that they can't get the help that they need. And so we have to work on removing the stigma associated with mental health. We have to work on removing just the bad stuff that people say about it. And so make sure you follow me because soon I will be releasing information about an event that I'm hosted in December. It's going to be a wellness summit and it's going to encompass mental, emotional, physical wellness. We're going to talk about all thing wellness during this event, and I can't wait to drop the details. They're coming soon. We're wrapping up, finalizing some things on it, but it will definitely be coming soon. So next month, our workshop will be that event. It'll be all in one, and then in January we'll kick back up with our monthly workshop on some aspect of mental health. So be sure to just stay tapped in, stay connected to me. If you ever need anything, please DM me. I will connect you to the right person who can assist you because the last thing I want is for you not to get the help you need because you're embarrassed or you feel like there's no help out there for you. There is help out there for you. It's tons of resources out there for you. Again, I'm connected to some amazing people, like amazing people. And we definitely want to make sure that you're good. My friend Shanti, who does journals, she is a mental health coach. So she definitely can help you in different areas, not just with journaling, but with your mental health altogether. So I definitely want y'all to tap in so that I can get you connected with the right people. that will be able to assist you and help you with anything you need. So definitely send me a DM. Let me know if you need anything. Thank you so much for joining this workshop on tonight, and stay tuned for details on the Wellness Summit that's coming up next month. Good night, y'all.